Just a short video to show on a small block Ford with a hydraulic roller cam. The popular comp cam's lightweight checker spring does not work, meaning the hydraulic roller lifter will depress with the lightweight checker spring installed. So let's watch that. Okay, I'm going to rotate the cam through. I've got the thing set up for zero lash, so the push rod is not too long. You can see that right away. Instant depress. So not even close. Again, it's set up on zero lash. So I've done this about 20 times. And so what does it mean? It means that I think the lightweight checker spring is still a good idea when you're determining correct valve train geometry and pushrod length, but you need a solid lifter. So the lifter to the right is a factory lifter, but it has been converted to solid. And I will show you how that's done and show that in action. And we're back. So what I've done here is I've swapped the hydraulic roller lifter for a modified stock hydraulic roller lifter, which has been converted to solid. Now, I've got the same exact comp cam's lightweight checker spring. I'm set up on zero lash, and let's watch it. Let's watch it in action. You can see here, there's no depression at all. It's solid. We're going to get into how to make a factory hydraulic roller lifter solid. It's shockingly easy. And then you can still use the lightweight checker spring. There's an advantage to doing that. And I will get into that in the voiceover PowerPoint portion of this video. So the upshot is, with the comp cam's lightweight checker spring, you really are still going to need a solid lifter to determine correct valve train geometry and pushrod length. Okay, more to follow.
Okay, so you saw in the video that the comp cam's popular low tension or lightweight valve checker spring didn't work with the stock Ford hydraulic roller lifter. You can see the part number there. That's the common part. This video isn't intended to figure out why, but I think that these comp cams lightweight checker springs, which have been around for decades, I speculate that they're really for old school pushrod length checkers, which were just stock pushrods with threads. They were kind of weak. If you used them with a factory valve spring, they would bend. So I think that's what comp cams had in mind, but we're not going to figure out what's really going on there. We'll just say we're going to use the lightweight checker spring, but we'll do it with a solid lifter, and this shows you how to convert it. So here is the solid lifter, the hydraulic roller lifter disassembled. And other slides here will talk about reassembly into solid. This is just for valve train geometry checks, pushrod length determination. We would not use this for actual engine operation. If you don't want to watch any of this and you want to watch a guy do it, just go to the end link video. You'll see a guy do it on the sealed power one, but you'll be shocked at how easy this is. So what you do is disassemble the lifter by removing the clip, the spring clip. It'll come apart easily. The all the blue circled parts you will be keeping. The red X'd out parts you will not be keeping. This part here, this needs to be removed. It is a mild press fit. It might come out with your fingers, but just take some pliers and pop this out. You're not going to be using this. All right, moving on. Okay, so here it is. This is final assembly. So you just take the empty lifter bore, take this lifter main body and flip it upside down or invert it. This part, as I mentioned, you remove this part. Here it is. You will not be using this part. So step one, flip this over, put it back into the empty lifter bore. This pushrod cup, put it right on top. Reinstall the spring clip. The conversion's complete, you're finished. So you might say, well, you know, how much slop is in there? Is it really solid? Now you will note that the pushrod cup will be hard up on the clip, and it's totally solid. You will not need to stack washers, anything like that in there. It's solid. Okay, I mentioned this guy did this. I'll put it in the end link. Uh, he kind of did this one-handed, so that's got to go. But that's a similar part. That's really all there is to it. So my thoughts on using the lightweight checker spring with the solid conversion. There is an advantage, and it's faster to do multiple checks when you determine pushrod length, geometry, and uh, valve train, correct geometry and pushrod length, excuse me. When you do that, it's prudent to do it maybe 20 or 30 times and adjust the pushrod up and down so that you're satisfied with your checks. You'll find that the pushrod length isn't quite as sensitive as you think it is, meaning you can adjust it 50 thousandths and you'll get a very similar indication if you're using the mid-lift method and the center swipe ink method. I'm using both. That's a subject of a different video. So the lightweight checker springs have their advantage there, where you can just run through and do 20 or 30 checks really fast. So that's why I set out to do this. Okay, I'll keep in touch and take care.